So hello, so today's video is all about special and inclusive education. So first, let's talk about what is inclusive education. So inclusive education is a philosophy of accepting all children regardless of race, size, shape, color, ability, or disability with support from school staff, students, parents, and the community. So basically, inclusive education is the act of including every kind of learners despite of their differences. So inclusive education is also a way of removing the walls that separates the learners from each other and that hinders them from exercising their right for quality education. There are components of comprehensive inclusive program. So we have the child find, assessment, program option, and parental involvement. So what is child find? So child find, in this component, it is exhibited by the individuals who advocate inclusive education. In this component, advocates search for learners who are not able to attend schools due to various reasons such as disability and poverty or the likes. So mostly, health workers and SPED teachers are the ones filling this duty. Next is assessment. So after the advocates locate the learners, they are now brought to assessment where they are given the proper education that best suited for the learners. For example, if a learner have a learning disability, the existing SPED facility assess and address the needs of the learners so he or she will obtain a quality education. So next component is the program option. So schools that practice inclusive education offers different programs that will address the learners with disabilities. So their first program is bringing all students with disability together and they will be handled by a trained SPED teacher. Second is inclusion of child with disability to a regular class setup or with those students who does not have disabilities and be handled by a regular teacher or trained SPED teacher. Third is resource room program. So in this program, students with disabilities will be dealt by teachers in a small group or on a one-on-one interaction. So lastly is parental involvement. From the word itself, this component seeks for the presence of the parents in the education of their children by simply offering aid to the teachers and doing voluntary works that might help in the improvement of their children. So next is the 4 key principles of education in all programs. So the following guiding principles are equity, safety, leadership, and empowerment. Do no harm. So these principles serves as guide when integrating inclusive education in every educational program. So equity empowers fairness and equality. Safety talks about the safety of the learners. Do no harm. So to address do no harm, education programming should analyze whether an education system currently has the capacity to teach and support the diversity of learners in the classroom and look on to strengthen the entire education system. So leadership and empowerment. So it is the ability of the educational institution and its system to lead and shape the learners to be at their best. Now we go to learning disabilities. So what are learning disabilities? Learning disabilities are the results of neurobiological issues that affects the learning process and ability of a person. So we have different types of learning disabilities. So first we have dyscalculia. So dyscalculia is a specific learning disability that affects a person's ability to understand numbers and learn math facts. So they have difficulty when it comes to numbers and operations. Next is dysgraphia. So dysgraphia as a specific learning disability that affects a person's handwriting ability and fine motor skills. So the common symptoms of dysgraphia is the inverted letter B. Next is dyslexia, a specific learning disability that affects reading and related language-based processing skill. So commonly, students or learners with dyslexia find it hard to read. Next is non-verbal learning disability. So student with this kind of disability has trouble interpreting non-verbal cues like facial expression or body language and may have poor coordination. So most students or learners that have this kind of disability is most likely to be in trouble because they didn't understand what others' facial expression is and what they mean. So last is ADHD. So ADHD means attention deficit hyperactive disorder. So a disorder that includes difficulty staying focused and paying attention, controlling behavior, and hyperactivity. So learners with this kind of disability or condition find it hard to sit still and to stay focused. So they are easily distracted and they tend to be impulsive. So, to generalize my report, we could say that learners are diverse. Learners have different way of learning and different abilities. But these abilities and differences should not hinder students in exercising their right for quality education. So instead of discriminating them, we should push them or encourage them to go to school and let them have what other children or learners are having in school and in society. So that is all for my report and for our today's video. So I hope you all learned something and I hope to see you again. Thank you.